Welcome back from our little mid-year hiatus.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We forgot to announce it, and we didn't actually think it was going to happen. We actually had plans in place, but then life gets in the way.
Yeah. So I was away. You guys were going to continue without me. Mm-hmm. Technical issues aside, that wasn't really feasible anyway. And then also I got back and then we just we kind of fucked that up as well. So
yeah, because I was at PAX and...
That's right, yeah. So last week got screwed up as well. But we're back now.
But we're back now.
Well, two of us are back now.
2 of us back. 3 of us next week, 2 of us now. So just have to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those people who love Dan and think he's the best one on the show, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That one listener out there.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
I've had a few people come up and say they love Dan. They think Dan's the greatest. I was all like, I'm on the show too.
That's rude. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, you're on that show with Dan.
Yeah.
Rude.
It is. So how have you been? How was your trip?
It was good. It was really good. Yeah. I loved it. I mean, I know you enjoy Scotland. Obviously, you've made that known. Yeah, no, I love it. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Went up further north than we have been before. This landscape up there is fucking cool, man.
I know, every single photo you took, it's just like, here's a magnificent landscape.
It's crazy.
And I've just done nothing, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it just presents itself to me, and I take a photo. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's cool. I recommend it.
Got to pretend to be James Bond.
Yep, went to the road from Skyfall, the little road he drives up in his DB4 with M to get to Skyfall. Mm-hmm. I drove up that road in my little Citroen.
What was it like driving manual again? I need to know.
It's funny actually, because I've only ever driven one manual here, and that was a falling apart Jeep that Jenna's brother had for a little bit. And
they don't have them in. They don't have manuals in America.
No, they're
anymore.
not very common at all.
Thing.
Yeah, and so that's, and I didn't drive that very far. So it's funny that it's almost like, because I always try to rent a manual when I'm in a country like in Europe, they're really common. So last time we were in England, I rented a manual. Like, I do it on purpose, and it's almost like it helps trigger my brain to know which side of the road to drive on as well, because because the shift is in my left hand, so it all just makes sense to me. Whereas, and then I get back here and it's like, okay, I'm on this side of the car, I'm in an auto on the right side of the road. Yeah, it's very helpful.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Never thought of it that way.
And yeah, it's fun. Manuals are fun. I don't know why.
They are. I'm sort of sad that they're sort of going away.
Yeah.
Like,
and it used to be that they were cheaper
vehicles.
too.
Yes.
Well, yeah, electric vehicles. Yeah, there's no use for it, really.
No. So I'm sort of sad. Like, the car we've got at the moment is probably the last manual car I'll ever own. Well, Hannah will ever own. I don't own it. It's hers.
There was some sad, weird news that from Scotland, and I don't know about this. Somebody asked me where I was from because I have an accent that was, different to theirs because they're all Scottish. Well, I think this guy was Irish actually, but put that aside. Yeah,
like
he asked where I was from, and I said, "Oh, I'm from Sydney, but I live in America now." And he said, "Oh." Yeah, no, you sound like you're an American to me. And I was like, oh, God. Do I?
See, I don't know. You sound like Matt.
Listeners, do me a favor, right? Those of you, we have listeners who've listened to this show for fucking 10 years, or at least, like, for some reason. Has my accent changed? Let me know. But bearing in mind, I'm talking to you now, so I don't know. Maybe that's a factor. Like, and like I was with Jenna. I wasn't with Jenna at the time, but this person. This was a person who worked at the hotel, so they would have seen me and heard me with her.
Yes.
Like, did her accent influence their opinion of my
sway? Because I mean, Jenna's American.
Yeah, she has an American accent. Yeah. She's obviously American. So yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's just you're sort of weird because you've got sort of this melting pot of sort of accents that you sort of
I've never
experienced.
I've never had a strong accent. Everywhere I go, usually they don't think I have one, which is like fascinating to me. No, people here don't think I have an accent. People in Australia don't think I have an accent. People in England don't think I have an accent. It's just this guy was like, where are you from?
Yep. I don't think I have an accent either.
No. You just sound like Luke. That's not an accent.
Exactly.
That's just you.
That's just how I go.
No, I don't know anyone else who talk quite like you.
I don't know either. It's sort of a mixture of Bogan and, I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually, no, I'm going to take that back. It's not Bogan. It's Westy.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah. I had a way stronger Westie accent when I was younger, for sure. But
that's
cast it aside.
fit in.
I cast it
Otherwise
aside
we'd
as
bash
soon
you.
as I moved into Stanmore. I cast it aside. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want people to think you're from Western Sydney.
No. Well,
Look down upon you.
no one here would give a shit. But I didn't want people in
No.
in the inner west to think I was from Penrith.
Yes. And now you're older, it doesn't actually matter at all.
No one here knows what the fuck I'm talking about anyway.
No.
So
No.
they can't even pronounce half the city names in Australia.
Melbourne.
Brisbane.
Mm-hmm. I've never understood how they just get it so wrong.
Yeah. Don't know. How was PAX?
PAX was great again.
Yeah, good.
And I think I finally worked out why I'm loving it more. So since we came back, because I went to the Getting Old panel again. Because
Oh, yeah. Because you get...
Getting well old, because
Yeah. You want to see what the old
can
people
talk
are
to people
doing.
my own
As a young
age.
person, you want to keep tabs on the old people. Yeah. Gotcha.
But they said something which sort of stuck with me, and it's something I realised last year. Last year when we went, the Xbox wasn't there, Sony wasn't there, the big
Oh, of
players
course.
weren't.
Yeah.
And this year was the same. Nintendo was there, but no Xbox, no Sony.
Oh, interesting. Still no.
But then I remembered, it's not what I'm actually going for. I don't go for them, because normally here's a game we've got coming out next week, or it's already out, and it's sort of like, I'm not going to line up to play that.
Yeah.
But what I go for is the indie stuff, and the indie stuff in Australia is actually quite good.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it be the video games or board games. And so I've hopefully got some interviews coming out in the next few weeks once I work out how to get it off my camera, because I lost my reader.
They're pretty cheap, right? I assume you mean like an SD card
Yes.
reader. Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
Yeah. I just don't know where it is, so I'll get that, and I'll hopefully have that. But no, it's that indie part of it that I quite love.
Yeah.
That's still very strong there. And I wish that Australia would invest more money in gaming.
Yeah.
We've got some good stuff coming out. Melbourne's good for it. Sydney, they've invested in movies.
Yeah, Rhode Island's gaming scene's not great, thanks to Kurt Schilling. If you recall the 38 Studios Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning debacle, where he, arguably, or I say allegedly defrauded the Rhode Island government for a bunch of money. So they,
But no, there's some great games coming out. Fortunately, a lot of them, because they don't have the funding, I don't know if they're coming to Xbox or not, so I don't know whether to invest my time in with them or not.
Sure. Yeah.
Because they're coming to Steam, wishlist it now, and I go, I do, but the question I ask, are you thinking about coming to Xbox so I can play it?
Yeah, because that's going to drop off my wish list pretty quickly, if not.
Even though my Steam game account has like 1,000 games, I don't use it.
I've got some news about my Steam game account. One game in particular. We don't have to talk about it just yet, but I've got some game news in the world of Matt.
Well, speaking of gaming news and moving on from indie developers, because
Yes.
I'll talk more about PAX once I get that stuff pulled out. But Activision is finally owned by Microsoft.
Yep, it happened. It went through.
$69 billion.
That's a bit of money. It's a bit.
It also has to be a joke that they went with 69, isn't it?
They didn't want to go all the way to 420, so they were like 69. They're like, that's Elon's thing. We'll go with 69.
But yeah, no, it finally went through. I think there's still
So we're going to get a bunch of extra
a couple of
Game
countries
Pass
that
games.
haven't actually given the okay.
Oh, right.
But
enough of them have that.
they've just gone ahead with it and have gone like, we'll deal with that. I think a big part with the European side of it was they want to make sure that games were going to be available for streaming and stuff. It was a weird part of it. They were focused on the streaming side of it more than...
Interesting.
But no, they did it. Microsoft owned. They're letting Bobby see out the remaining of the year, who's the current Activision CEO.
Yeah, I saw that that he's leaving at the end of the year and the employees are quietly celebrating.
Well, I've always said, like, having Microsoft buy them out, I think it's going to be good for them to try and get rid of that bro mentality. I was going to say,
based on what I've heard, it couldn't possibly be worse. So,
like when they had the Cosby room.
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, how did they have a Cosby room in this day and age?
Well, I guess it wasn't this day and age. Yeah, it was a while ago, and it stayed. And that's how you end up with that kind of shit now, is because nobody...
I still like...
Yeah.
They brought in that female sort of CEO who's going to run it with them, and she's just gone, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, fuck you.
So no, I'm actually quite happy that Microsoft would be, because I haven't heard bad stories about Microsoft with that sort of culture.
No,
so I'm hoping they can sort of change that.
The stuff I hear about Microsoft is mostly weirdo anti-vax stuff about Bill Gates that is not relevant, and also almost certainly not true.
I cannot believe that he would be an anti-vaxxer.
No. It's that's not the conspiracy. The conspiracy is that he's trying to get everybody vaccinated. He's trying to get those chips put in everybody. You know what? I don't know.
He wants the chips.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think he is sort of pro everyone getting vaccinated, but not about pro putting in computer chips.
Yeah, to be clear, I don't think he is pro computer chips inside of you. Well.
Can anyone explain how that works?
No, of course not. It wouldn't be fun if they could. Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Okay. But no, so it's happened. So more Game Pass games, which means I may never have to pay for a Call of Duty ever again, thank God.
I'm trying to think if I've ever paid for one. Almost certainly I've paid for one. I think I paid for Ghosts when the Xbox One came out.
I've definitely played with you once. I think we bullied you into buying it, and then we will
play
it, and we played it once.
I think I traded it for Assassin's Creed Black Flag almost immediately. Because I was like, I've made a poor choice.
Black Flag's a better game.
Yeah. Oh, I never played it. I just had it. I think it's probably in that cupboard over there.
I like it's better than the current Assassin's Creed.
Mirage?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that was good. No?
So I've started playing it, and I think the problem I've got with it, because it was originally going to just be a DLC for Valhalla.
Oh, interesting.
It was actually meant to be, and it's one of the characters, Basim. I forget, it's going to be sort of his origin sort of story, where...
in Baghdad,
and that's what it is, and it's just, I'm just not engaged with this story at all.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, I read a review that said it was very good, so I was interested.
There's some things that they've brought in which I'm sort of looking forward to in their next game, but it just feels a little light, like a lot of other DLCs that you get, which are, there's his DLC, you go play it and you're done. It's missing something for me.
No, it's a bummer.
I'll play it and finish it, and I'll probably get all the gamer score in it, because it's what I do.
So you have Ubisoft Plus, right? So you don't have to pay for this, or did
got it.
You paid for it anyway.
Yeah, I got it just for this.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Actually, I got it for The Crew last month, and I've kept it for this month to play this.
The Crew 3, right? That came out last month.
Yeah. Which is just basically Forza Horizon.
Yeah, but it's called The Crew. It's not. It's The Crew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's The Crew. But yeah, I've got it, and I'll keep it this month, and then I'll probably get rid of it because I own their back catalogue. So, and it's expensive.
Yeah, I think we talked about this a bit, but I looked at it and I was like, that's not worth it for me. Because I could buy all of these games for $5 if I just wait a year, and I'm happy to wait a year.
But you've already probably owned a lot of the stuff that's already all played.
Yeah, exactly, because I've bought them in sales over the years.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's good for. Probably one of the things, I'll get it for the day one release, keep it for a month, cancel it.
Yeah, right.
It's not like Game Pass, which I'll just keep because I use that a bit more, and it's a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Although with them buying Activision, I have a feeling that price is going to go up.
Oh, really? That would be annoying.
I know it's annoying, but I just feel that like with
It's
Call
good
of
value.
Duty going to be going to it, it's good value,
it is
and
good value.
especially like with the Activision stuff going to it, I think it's going to go up in price.
Well, I don't play my Xbox
Not
anymore.
this year, next year.
I don't play my Xbox anymore, so maybe I should cancel it.
Yeah, well, if you're not using it,
There's only one game I play now, and it's not on my Xbox because it got delayed on the Xbox. So I've purchased it on my Mac. It got released for the Mac, and I exclusively play Baldur's Gate 3 now because it is fucking incredible.
I have to ask: have you had sex with a bear yet?
Not yet, no. I've got my eye on one.
Yeah,
but
you're working on it.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm putting all the points into the requisite abilities. My charisma is 20, I think. So that bear is going to want me.
So how is it? Because
It's fucking awesome, man. It's so good. It's so good. They have...
I'm looking forward to it, but it's also scary because it's going to be it's going to suck time.
Oh my God, it's enormous. And like, I can see why people were like, don't assume this is what all games will be like from now on, because it's just so insane. The amount of stuff, it's like playing a real D&D game. Like there's just infinite variations of way things can happen. You can I think you could probably avoid most fights in this game if you talk your way out of them. There's like massive conversation trees. It's so good.
I have heard that this is a game that you can play it through, finish it, and then you can play it through again and just go completely different story.
I believe
you're
it.
not going to play the same game twice.
I believe it because you've got as far as I can tell, I don't even have all the potential party members with me. Like you make your character at the start, and then there are other characters that you can have join you, and either they come with you on your adventures or you can send them back to the camp and you can go back and talk to them and stuff like that. But they don't necessarily come with you. And I was trying to figure out, because they all have their own backstories and stuff like that, and I was like, can you even do all of it in one playthrough? Because I get the sense...
I'd be very surprised if you could.
There's so much... And I was like, I have a feeling that if I actually want to try and get the most out of this playthrough, I'm going to pick a team, just as in, for me personally, because I'm not like a min-max gamer or anything like that. I want the story. So who am I vibing with, right? Who is a good fit? Like, I'm a warlock, right? Who else would make a good party for me, who I think are cool characters that get along with my character, like in quotes, and I'm just going to do that. And I'll talk to the others when I get back to camp, but that's going to be how I play.
Yeah, I don't think you can... Yeah, don't try and go and 100% this game, because that will ruin the game for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's not feasible, I don't think. I think you have to... No. It's the best game for someone like me who just wants to ride the story, if that makes sense. And then I'm trying not to, save scum decisions, because you can, you have to roll. You roll dice a lot to figure out, even in conversations, if it's you want to try and convince somebody, or you want to see if you get you have enough arcane knowledge to understand what the fuck someone's talking about. If you fail the roll, you can quick save and load, literally that conversation tree. You can quick save and reload it. And I have done it for some things, and then I was like, I feel gross. I'm not going to do that anymore. So
just enjoy the story. That's what the story is. It's just it's coming out
great.
soon, and I probably will play it. And
there was one I reloaded because there's a bit where you get into... This is not a spoiler. There's a bit where you get to a village, and these goblins have tied a gnome to a windmill, and he's going around this windmill. So I got rid of the goblins. I told them to fuck off, and then I was going to try and get the gnome down, and there's two levers, and I clicked on the wrong one, which was I turned the brake off the windmill, and it literally just cuts to this wide shot of the windmill as it speeds up, and you just see this gnome go off into the distance, and then it says your quest is updated, and you go into your journal, and it just says the gnome has died.
And you went back.
So I was like, I've got to reload that because that was an accident.
I will play it. I will look forward to it. I have heard that someone had the best ending ever.
Oh, interesting.
No spoilers with the ending.
But I have no idea what the ending would even be at this point.
or there are multiple
The
endings.
story is fucking.
Just the ending
I don't even know what's going on yet. I'm just walking around having adventures. Like the main story, I got no fucking idea what's going on.
Evidently, they had this world spell go off just as it was ending, and it turned everyone into cats and dogs. So the ending cutscenes were just everyone as cats and dogs.
That's great. Yeah. You could put the whole party in their underwear, and it's really.
I have to
good.
ask: is your entire party in their underwear?
No. We've got armor on. It's too dangerous.
Some of them
It's too dangerous
in
out
their
there.
underwear?
Look, when we get back to camp and we're all having a bit of a chat, maybe everybody gets changed. But that's how it is. They do. You have camp outfits and adventuring outfits. Let's just leave it at that.
Are the camp outfits okay? You don't want me to question you anymore.
I may have had everybody throw their camp clothing into the fire. Maybe. I mean, you can do some funny shit too, because it's a Larian game too. I don't know. Did you ever play Divinity? Like it's
yes.
It plays like those. So it's just so well done. Like the environment, you can use the environment in combat and stuff like that. So like if there's like a barrel of booze next to this goblin, you can just hit that with a firebolt and then it'll all fucking explode and like he'll die, and then the building catches on fire and stuff. So it's fucking awesome.
Soon I will play it.
It's so Soon. I absolutely adore it. It's so good. Can't recommend it enough. Maybe there are people out there who won't like it, but oh god, it's just so fun.
So it sort of took you away from Cyberpunk, I'm guessing.
I don't play anything else. I barely do anything else. I don't have a lot of spare time, but what spare time I do have, I play Baldur's Gate 3 now. Yeah.
Which it's going to be, because you're going to have to actually commit time to that, because it's not something you can turn on in 6 weeks' time and go, I know what I'm doing.
No, so
you're actually going to have to consciously...
I'm in Act 1, and I don't think I'm not anywhere near the end of Act 1. I'm just loading up Steam now so I can see how long have I put into this. Oh, bearing in mind, I did put in time a little bit in early access.
Yes.
So this is not...
before it was actually officially released on Mac. But you didn't put in that much time, because I think you sort of called it sort of early.
Well, I realized that I was going to have to restart, because I read a thing that said you have to restart.
Yeah.
Okay, I have played 30 and a half hours of this.
Wow.
And that is unusual for me. And that's literally just me trying to, like, getting, like half an hour in here and there, like
Yeah.
When I can.
But that's what you're going to have to do, because you can't... This is the type of game where you can't just load it up and play a quick half an hour without remembering what you were doing the last half an hour you were playing.
Yeah. But it's good, though, in that I think you can save basically at any point. So I think even if I was in the middle of a big battle and I was like, Lyra wakes up or whatever, I have to go, I can save and come back. Because it's all... Even when it's in real time, behind the scenes, it's all turn-based. Because it's literally just Dungeons and Dragons. So you can save at any point, I believe, and then come back to it.
Oh, that's good, because there have been times where I've played a game and I go, like, I need to go and do something, but I can't save because I'm in the middle of a fight. And it's sort of like...
You could just walk away. And it'll be... as far as I know, I think there are some... I'd have to check this. I think if you walk away from the computer, it's waiting for you. And I think only when you're actually doing something, like if you click to walk, I think if your character's walking, that would count as time progressing. But I think if you just stand there and do nothing, like it's effectively paused. I think. I might be wrong about that. There might be certain scenarios where that's not true.
Save before you test that theory.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, that said, there is a button you can click to force it into turn-based mode. Mm-hmm. That would almost certainly pause it. So.
No, definitely.
Anyway, that's enough about that for now. It's fucking awesome. It's super funny. It's super weird, which is like perfect, because D&D. If you've never played Dungeons and Dragons, it gets fucking weird. Because
you can do whatever you want,
and like I said, you can do some dumb weird shit in this game. It's so funny. I love it. It's great.
It's good that they kept that in it. Look, I'm actually jealous of Dan at the moment.
Why is that? Because he doesn't have to be here talking to me.
No, it's because he's been able to start playing Cyberpunk again. Because I finished the game, and I've gone back to this DLC came out, Phantom Liberty.
Yep.
So I started playing that, and I don't get it. I've sort of lost my interest in the game.
Really?
Like
That's a shame.
And
I restarted and played like just up to, when you first go on that quest to save that woman in the apartment building. Like literally the very first thing in the game. I got as far as when that starts with you and Jackie. And then Starfield came out.
So I got...
Wait.
Yeah, I started playing Fenrir.
I forget the timeline exactly there. Either way, I went to Scotland and Baldur's Gate came out, so I don't care anymore.
Yes, and that's all you do now. But no, it's sort of, I don't know, it didn't draw me. I think it's because it was so long in between the game releasing, me finishing it, and the DLC, because I had to go and fix it first.
And are you going back to your old save?
Yes, I just started up. Yeah,
that's tough
so
too. Because you don't even remember, you don't know your character anymore.
I don't, and I'm not going to go back and restart the game. Like it's
really.
I don't have time for that, and there's no achievements for me restarting.
That's why I never did the Outer Worlds DLC, because I would kind of have to restart the game to do that, because my story, I finished it.
Yeah, unless you had a lucky save. That was crap. They should have done a Fallout 3 thing.
Oh, where it's just like,
remember?
Oh, turns out you didn't die.
Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah.
Because it's not fair for people who have actually played through and finished the game and then go...
Sorry, spoilers for the end of Fallout 3.
How long did that come out? 20 years ago
I'm sure it's fine.
Can't be 20... It probably is 20 years, isn't it?
Don't do that to me. Is it?
I'm finding
Fallout 3 release date.
You sure?
28th
of October 2008.
2008. Oh, fuck, that is almost... I mean, it's 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
That's fucked.
Oh, God.
That is fucked. Wait. Fallout release date. 1997.
Oh, I don't... Yep.
That's fucked.
The original one.
That sucks. Because I remember playing the demo of that when it came out.
The one thing, the reason why Fallout 2 is my go-to between the first and the second is that it doesn't have that stupid
the water
timer.
chip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
if you go off exploring too much and you don't get that water chip back in time, game over.
Yeah, and if you do that, then you're good. But you've got that hanging over you. And
yeah.
There's like
there's been a few times I've played that
certain
game
thing you've got to do.
Distracted.
Well, because it's this big open world role playing game, one of the first of that kind of game, and it's got this one thing that you've got to get done within a time limit, but the time limit's not explicit. Like, isn't there it's like a post-it note that tells you how long you've got left or something?
Yeah, it's not like a countdown or anything. It's just something.
Yeah, I feel like it's not super clear, and then you can easily forget that you've got like this thing hanging over you.
Especially when you start just meeting new people and going on new quests and doing all this stuff, you might lose track of it. And so unless you... But once you get that out of the way, then it's open. But Fallout 2, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
It's just go out, kill people, kill the president of the United States.
Whoa.
Spoiler alert.
What are you doing?
And have dog meat there with you.
Dog meat. Is that Biden's dog?
My favourite.
Did you see Biden?
Favourite character.
I think it's 2 dogs now. He's had to move out of the White House because they keep biting people. I learned that at trivia the other night. Because they got German Shepherds, the Bidens. Apparently they've had issues with them biting people or something. I just thought that was funny.
Well, it means they're not being trained very well.
Who am I to judge? The president. I support the government of the day. Isn't that your thing? Yeah.
That's my thing. He's your president.
Speaking of Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red have done something that's probably going to annoy you. And that is they've announced they're working on Cyberpunk 2.
Really?
But it's not going to be ready for like years.
10 years.
Yeah. So I don't know why the fuck they've done this to themselves again. After they also just came out and said that the update and DLC and everything like that cost, the number fluctuates in what I've seen, from like 80 million to 120 million dollars they've spent redeeming this game, basically.
Which I still go back to. I did not have that much of a problem when this game came out.
No, but yeah, no, I've said before, I fucking love this game, but I also didn't play it on an Xbox One. I played it on a Series X.
Yes. And I still go back to, they could have just all fixed this if they just had made the call at the start to go, we're not releasing on old generation anymore.
So don't announce it 10
Taking
years
that hit there
beforehand and say what it's going to come out on.
No, but they could have made that even call 2 years before,
just say, yeah, sorry.
before, even 6 months ago, look, we can't do this, because, and taking that hit there, they would have got the negative feedback and everyone would have been upset and they're the devil and they should all kill themselves.
Yeah. I mean, and that's all true, obviously, but
but they should have taken the hit then instead of releasing what they did and then get all the negative feedback to death threats and
anyway,
and then spend so much time to fix it for
time
by the time
money,
they fix it, a lot of people
money.
But the time
that's a big risk, right? Considering the feedback and everything, and they had people returning the game, and I mean, I know it still was financially successful, but it was a big cost. Like spending that much money on it is like, oh, I've got balls to do that, to not just walk away from it, to say no, we're going to spend up to 120 million. I don't know what the actual number is, but like that's a lot of money to be like, no, this game is good, and we'll prove it to you, kind of. Yeah.
But the thing I love is a lot of the people who probably did have the bad experience with their like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, by the time that was fixed, they probably were able to get their hands on a new console, and it probably wasn't as big an issue.
Because it is fucking awesome. And they've also announced there's going to be a live-action TV show of it. So
I can see that.
You can see it?
And I think it could be
Send
a
me a
live...
copy.
No, I think it could be good as well.
Because absolutely.
You don't with this. There's no like story that you have to follow. It's just here's the city.
Yeah, it's the life of somebody in Night City.
Yeah, it's not like when they're trying to do like a Halo movie, a TV series or something like that, where you've got all this lore that you've got to.
It's got to have Gordon Ramsay in it. Sorry, MasterChef.
But what they did with Halo, they ignored all the lore and everything that was there, and made their own thing.
I have not watched that show.
Which confuses people.
I heard it was awful, so I didn't watch it.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't follow the story of... Loosely follows.
Was it actually bad, or was it just... It didn't follow the story, so people didn't like it?
It didn't follow the story, and I think that's the reason why.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, but...
I don't remember the story of Halo.
It wasn't true to the game.
So maybe I should watch it. Maybe I'll like it.
Like, he has a love interest.
Oh.
Who was brought up by the Covenant.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, like, that's why I think with this, because there isn't like a long history of this game, we've made one game, here's what it is, so...
Yeah, here's the world.
Rock around with...
Tell a story in it, thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, good shit.
But I think the next game we get from CD Projekt Red is another Witcher, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing another one of those, because, I mean, that's risky too, but, you know, fair enough.
Oh, look, the reason why I think they're doing it is the people who made them make the terrible choice. People who made them make the terrible choice of releasing Cyberpunk when they did are also going, we want you to make us more money and the Witcher's a name and go do that.
That's a shame, isn't it? Look, speaking of money grubbing, we've got some follow-up. We talked about Unity a bunch before we went away. Things have changed while I was away. And
yes,
John Riccatello, the CEO of Unity, who has been...
the greediest man in the universe.
has been dragging that company through the mud for however many years now. He's resigned. Oh, sorry, retired. Yeah. So... Yeah. I think we can all...
It's going to be hard...
be pleased about that.
I think we all can be pleased, but also it's going to be hard for them to build that faith.
Honestly,
that trust.
Because so not only that, right? I don't think we talked about this, right? They rolled back all that stuff that they said. They said, we're really sorry. We're going to work on rebuilding trust. You know, we made a mistake. You know, they're going to change the way they're going to do it. And the stuff they came out with seemed reasonable, except there's always this like thing now where it's like, what they just announced this random shit. Like, who's to say they won't do it again? So I think
do it again.
Him resigning, is like pretty good like sign that
Yes.
they're not going to do that again. Like this is a pretty good. If you're looking for a gesture to like a olive branch, this is a pretty good one.
Yes, like the man who was too greedy for EA.
Yes. Yeah, he's gone now.
He's gone.
Now who's going to be put in place? That's the question. Scrooge McDuck.
Because them changing their pricing thing, no issue with that. But what their proposal was
the way they did
unreasonable.
Yeah, and the weird, creepy stuff about monitoring people installing the games and that kind of stuff. And it's like, hang on a minute, what is all this? Yeah. And then, oh, and making it retroactive, where it doesn't matter what terms you agreed to in the past. We're now forcing these terms onto your existing games that are already.
And even that means that you're now bankrupt because
so sleazy.
You don't make money.
Super sleazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's gone.
No,
we'll see if.
I'm happy he's gone, but we'll see. But I think a lot of people probably looking at.
People already are. I know
now.
Game developers I've seen on YouTube and elsewhere on the web are all moving from Unity to Unreal or to Godot, which is the open source alternative. Humble Bundle had a timely game development learn Godot bundle and Unreal as well. So that was cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's done some damage to Unity. Some like big damage.
It is, because Unity was the one. Like, if you're going to make a game, Unity was what people went to.
It's actually quite, like, if you're, depending on what your skills are, right? The good thing about Unity was that you could have, like, you didn't need to be a programmer. You could make a game. Like, the other options, not so much. Like, Godot is more technical. And Unity has these, like, this asset store where, if you don't know how to code a inventory system or a conversation system for your game, like dialogue system or whatever, you can just buy one for $50 and use it. Whereas some of the others don't have as much stuff like that. So it's not as easy.
Like that, it was good and people used it because it was good. Like, and it was easy to use.
Well, the community made it better in that way. Yes. Whereas maybe it's going to lose some of that now. I don't know. Because why would you invest?
Because people get greedy.
Because that's the people making these assets. Like, why would you invest in Unity assets now? Because you'd be like, people are abandoning it. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's a big shit show.
Yep. Money ruins everyone.
That's true. Except me.
Put me in charge.
All right.
Money won't corrupt me.
All right. Your new Unity CEO, Luke.
Yes. Great.
What's your first act as CEO of Unity? Wait, no, you do have to work. That's the point. You're the CEO.
No, I'm just making money now. It's fine.
Oh. 20 cents off, 20 cents for every install.
20 cents? I'm going $1.
What have we done? Did you watch... I watched a couple of things while I was away. So one of the funny things about my trip was, obviously, we took Lyra. She goes to bed very early. Much earlier than...
So you're not going out drinking?
Much earlier than Jenna and I would normally go to bed when we were on a trip like this. Yeah, normally we'd be at the pub until stupid o'clock. But no, we had to be back in the hotel room, like, not as early as she goes to bed here, but at a reasonable hour. And she was, like, super good, I gotta say. Like, my kid fucking rules in that respect. No offense to anybody, any other kids out there, but my kid's cool.
But was it just the fact that you're out and the second you got back to the hotel room, she's like just passing out because she's just been so excited and experiencing?
I think they must do this at daycare, right? Because the first hotel, the one I was the most worried about was the first hotel room, because it was literally just a hotel room, and so she was going to be in the room with us in a hotel. Yep. And after the flight and everything like that, I was like, oh, this is probably going to be a fucking nightmare. They put like a little cot bed in there. Like an adult cot bed, not a baby one, right? So she's never slept in one of those before. She sleeps in her little, kid bed or whatever. So I was just like, I don't know how this is going to go. But I think she sleeps in a bed like that at daycare, because we went through the normal bedtime routine, put her in there, we popped the TV on in the same room, and then she just went to sleep. And I was like, that was easy. And then in the morning when we woke up, she just kind of woke up the same time as us, and then she said, "Oh, can I get out of bed?" Like, yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, "That's awesome." I didn't know she was going to ask for permission.
Well, if you don't do that at home.
Yeah. So that was great. Worked really well.
Yeah.
But it meant we got to watch some stuff. Because, from 8 o'clock to
what else are you going to do?
whenever we went to bed. We couldn't do anything
drinking.
else. Yeah, couldn't do anything. So we watched Only Murders season 3.
I haven't finished that.
Oh, okay. I won't spoil anything. It's good though. It's really
Is it good?
It's a good show. It's a really good show.
It is. We started watching it, and I think we just got caught up, and then we had life get in the way, and I thought, so we should go and finish it, because I'm liking season 3 better than season 2.
I agree. Yeah, I did like it more. It's charming. It's Steve Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. It's great.
Yeah.
And
they
a
work so
star-studded
well together.
I mean, and I should say a bunch of star-studded other people too, like Paul Rudd's in it.
Can I ask one thing? Does it end this time?
Depends on what you mean.
Or is it, hey, here's something's going to happen for season 4 type of thing? Or is this it can finish now? No.
There's season 4. Yeah. I mean, that's
season 4.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. They've announced that already. And also it's...
Okay. Yeah, I have...
And it's fucking obvious. But...
Well, that's what I was thinking.
But the story of season 3 wraps up.
There was here's a murder, here's...
I don't want to ruin anything, but yeah, the story of season 3 wraps up. It's similar to the others.
Oh, yeah. I just want to know if there was another random murder that happens and they're going to go off.
I like it. It's not a spoiler too, but I like how they address the fact that this is ridiculous. 3 fucking murders now. What is going on? They address it. It's
three murders, and they're the ones that solve it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. In the building.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Excellent. What else did you watch?
A bit more of Welcome to Wrexham. Not much to say about that. It's ongoing. It's interesting. It's a fun show. I like it. Yeah. But I watched something that a friend of ours has been telling us to watch for ages, and we didn't listen. I don't know why. But we popped on Clarkson's Farm, which is...
Oh, it's actually good.
It's really good. And
how
I've
awesome
learned
is Caleb?
Caleb rules. And I've learned a lot about how farming is done as Jeremy Clarkson learns it, because he's a fucking moron.
Yes.
So the show is basically Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear and the Grand Tour owns... I think he already owned it, right? A farm in the Cotswolds in Britain. And the guy who was running the farm retired, and he went, "I'm going to do it." He was like, "Oh, I'll just do it." Except he doesn't know how to do it, and it's about him learning how to do it and fucking it all up. And it's really fun and interesting. Yeah,
it is.
He's a controversial character. Obviously, if you don't like him, you won't like it probably. But I think, because I don't agree with everything he thinks, but it's kind of interesting in that sense, because you get to see...
You don't like his off-camera persona. I think it's the off-camera stuff.
Well, even some stuff that he says in the show, I don't agree with him, but he's you see and you go, okay, I see where he's coming from. I don't agree with him, but he's not, he doesn't sound like an idiot. I just think he's just, his point of view is incorrect kind of thing. He's...
Yes.
No, we're not going to do it. Because, obviously, we're not talking about the stuff, the stuff with Meghan Merkel and all that shit that he wrote in the paper where he said that...
Yeah, as I said, that's all off-camera stuff.
Yeah. And I think he does that on purpose to get attention.
Yes.
I think that was a bit calculated. It backfired on him, but I think that was calculated.
No, he is that controversial...
That's his shtick.
Character,
that's his thing.
Yeah.
You can't call
but he also does it... Sometimes he goes a bit too far, but a lot of the time he doesn't, and it's just that entertaining side of it. And
he does too. So we get the farming stuff like that. It's not secret. I don't eat meat. He does, and he's very vocally. He makes a lot of anti-vegan, vegetarian jokes in the show, but it's funny. And he makes some good points about that stuff.
Yes,
he's got cows he's eating his cows that he raised. Like, I don't have a problem with that, to be honest. Like, yeah, it's other aspects of that industry that I have a problem with. So, like, I don't know. I watch it and I go, oh, yeah. Good point, mate. Good point.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole thing about...
Industry, there are terrible people in that industry.
Eating an avocado in the Cotswolds is worse than flying to Australia back and forth a number of times, something like that, and you go, that's a weird thing. And then you look it up and you go, oh, I see, because you've got to transport this avocado from South America over, and it costs this and the other. And I'm like, he's got a point in a way. Like, I guess I'd have to fact check that 100%, but on the face of it, I'm like, that's a good point.
It's just a great show, and I love Caleb. Like, he's just
fucking
this
hilarious.
kid. Yeah. He's a kid who's just grown up and just
never been on a train.
He's done a lot more.
Doesn't know what any of the references.
A lot more in his life. Life than what we have. Like, he owns farmland and does this, does that, and
I think there's an episode where they're trying to get. I think they're trying to get the sheep to get, like, the sheep are giving birth or something like that. Anyway, there's an episode where they're standing in a field. It's muddy and raining and shit, and Caleb goes, "That's not that bad, is it?" And Clarkson's like, "That's because you've never been sailboating in the fucking Mediterranean, mate." Like, it is bad. No, it's not that bad. No, it's good. Good show. Entertaining.
Yeah. No.
I think
I don't think there's
a side of life I've not seen a lot of.
I don't think there's going to be. Yeah. I don't think there's going to be season 3. I think it's sort of done now.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, wrong. And the plight of farmers in the UK, I learned a lot about that too. The stuff with A, COVID, and B, Brexit. The struggle that a lot of them are facing. I think it does a lot to draw attention to that I certainly didn't know about. With, like...
Oh, there is going to be a season 3. But no, it's not even just there. It's everywhere. Farmers...
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, it's just... It's super interesting to hear that... Like, because I think at the end of season 1, he's sitting down with... what's the guy? The funny... his business guy who's like... I forget his name.
Yep.
But he says to him... they made some fuck all money that year.
Yeah.
And he said, how does somebody who's not... already a millionaire like him, how does someone who doesn't have that money to back them up survive in this business? And the guy's like, well, I don't know. They're probably not going to over the next few years. It's like, fuck, that's brutal.
It's always been a thing with farming. Like, they live in debt.
Yeah, it's just stuff I didn't know. It's like, that's hard, man. Like, that's fucking hard work to, like, not make any money.
Yeah, I remember there was a big time here. Like, you remember, like, the milk where you can buy 2 litres of milk for $2.
Yeah,
and that's what's the market. So farmers are making money off that.
Well, it's like in season 2 when he's trying to make the restaurant and that kind of stuff. He's got the other farmers in to try and talk to them about getting their stuff in and like that. And the pig farmers who said that, like, I think because of after Brexit, they're all just importing pigs from Europe because it's cheaper, and so now all these farmers with pigs in the UK can't get rid of them. They just have all these pigs that they have to feed, so they have to pay for the food for them, and no one's buying them. It's just like they're literally just spiraling into fucking bankruptcy.
Yeah, and it's sort of weird because with that whole thing about the restaurant and stuff, like, because they eventually shut it down after, but the arguments that are making in the show, and I don't think it was an editing thing, because they were sort of showing in that meeting, like, both sides of it. He was making very good points.
Yeah. I know it's one-sided, and they certainly make it seem like the town just doesn't like him, which I'm sure they don't, because I'm sure it is fucking annoying to have this celebrity, bringing in this crowd that you don't want in the town. Like, it's a little town, a little country town, and now you've got all these fuckwits coming in who watch Top Gear and just want to
do burnouts.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it's fucking annoying, but his perspective is, well, I want to run my farm. Like, and to sustain the farm now, I'm not making any money, so I have to have the farm stand and I have to have the restaurant, all this kind of stuff. Like, otherwise, and then
so the impression I got from it was like the farmers were sort of supportive of it, but the people who were living in the town and just sort of there, no, we don't like it
because they don't like him.
People who work there, yes,
yeah. Anyway, I recommend it if you haven't seen it. Listen, it's a good show. Even if you don't like him, I think it's interesting anyway because you can laugh at his uselessness in a lot of cases. He's fucking useless when it comes to the farming stuff.
But
so funny. Like if Caleb wasn't there, he would be fucked.
Yes, but also it is also a bit of it's a character who plays as well.
I'm sure there's a lot of that too.
Yeah, because you don't have someone if that was who he really was, he would not have that money.
True.
If he was that silly, like it is a bit of a character he does play up. He does.
Sure.
He is like that, but
yeah. With this Lamborghini tractor that he bought just because it's a Lamborghini.
Yeah, and he's useless. But no, it is. So season 3, I'm trying to find out when it's coming out. It's likely to be released summer of 2024.
Oh God! Wait, your summer or my summer?
I think your summer.
Oh, see. Okay, that's sooner.
Because it doesn't say .com.au.
Oh, sorry about that. I think I boomed the mic then. Sorry, everybody.
We'll allow it this time.
I thank you. I watched a movie that...
You went to the movies again?
I did.
Like,
I negotiated a trip to the
on?
movies. Oh, I really liked Oppenheimer, and I wanted to, have another funky movie experience. So I went and saw The Creator.
So how was that? Because I like going to the movies, but there's just not a lot of movies that are really...
So this movie I hyped up a lot, and I think probably Dan has it hyped quite high as well. I'm not sure if you heard about it. A lot of people here actually haven't even heard of it when I mentioned that I'd seen it.
I didn't hear about it until you said you were going.
Yeah, with trivia last night, and I said, I went and saw this movie, and they didn't even know what I was talking about. So this is The Creator is by Gareth Edwards, who you may know as the original director of Rogue One. I think we talked about it a couple of times. He directed Rogue One, and then later on it turned out, actually, they kind of got rid of him towards the end and got someone else in. And the guy they got in is the guy who's doing Andor now. So we were kind of like, oh.
And Andor was great.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, what happened there? Interesting. But he also, Gareth Edwards also did Godzilla, the first of the new Godzilla series.
Oh, is that the one where they tried to have a family that I was meant to have a connection to and I didn't care about at all?
Maybe. I don't know. It's the one with Godzilla.
I know Godzilla's in it, but I think they meant try to have this emotional connection.
No, they did, I think.
Family trying to regroup,
the son was in the army and all that kind of stuff. That one, yeah.
And I just didn't care about that at all. Just showed me Godzilla fighting stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so he did that. He did. I think the first film was Monsters or something. It's an indie film. Anyway, Gareth Edwards is cool, and it's shot on prosumer/consumer cameras too, which was of interest. Just because I think that's interesting. And particularly of interest is they did that on purpose because this is a science fiction film with a lot of CGI, with like robots in it and like futuristic stuff in the background. They shot this at like 30-something odd locations, in Southeast Asia and all around the world. No green screens or anything. They went to these places, they filmed it, and then the effects were added in just to the footage with no green screens or anything like that. So
like old school,
and which is impressive because this. I'll say this: it's fucking beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. Like it looks amazing. The lighting is just it's just sick. The only problem with it is that the script is a bit weak, in my opinion, and I was bummed.
Oh.
I was just a bit bummed by the story.
That's a bit sad.
Yeah. It's got stuff. It's just a little bit convenient sometimes where I was like, oh, come on. Why are you cheaping me that on that? Like, things just happen because they had to happen kind of thing sometimes.
Yeah.
And
so the plot armor for the characters was too strong.
Yes. Yeah, like this bit where they're trying to like pick the lock on this door. It's an electronic door, and then someone says, "I got to go check something out. I'll be back before the door opens." And then they leave, but because they need the main character to go into the next room by himself, as soon as that guy leaves frame, the door opens.
They get it. Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" There's just a lot of things like that where I was kind of like, "Wait, why did that happen? Like, why did you do that? That was weird. So, I don't know. I was a bit bummed.
So I went to Hoyts to try and see, maybe I'll go and see it today.
Oh.
Here's a choice I have to go to see movies today. So there's one screening of Blue Beetle. One screening of My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. One screening of Saw X. 2 screenings of The Creator.
Okay.
2 screenings of The Expendables.
Oh, yeah, The Expendables.
And then there are Expendables. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 12 screenings of Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they were doing that.
That I have a choice to go and see today.
Is Oppenheimer not in cinemas anymore? I kind of would like to go see it again.
Not here.
No. I mean, go see The Creator. It's very good. It is very good. It's my fault. It's not Gareth Edwards' fault. I hyped this up way too much, I think. I think that's my problem. Like, it's very good. It just isn't... I think Dan and I were talking about how this could be the greatest film ever made. And I think that was a mistake because it's not the greatest film ever made. It's very good. But
it's a film.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did myself a dirty...
They're still making Saw.
I know. And he's back somehow. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't watched a Saw movie in a very long time. So I'm not quite sure.
I only saw the first one.
Oh. First one was good. First one
was good.
And third one was good, I think. And then I don't remember.
How are there 10?
Well, the thing about that is that they like money. And people go and see them.
Ah, yes. I keep forgetting that.
Hey, keeping Charlie Clouser in work, so that's fine. Sorry, that sounded like a diss. Charlie Clouser's great. He doesn't need Saw. Right? I'm not implying that.
Oh, no, I can't say Oppenheimer. It's just not playing on the weekend.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I can go see it at 10 o'clock on Monday morning or 7 p.m. on Monday, but not playing over the weekend.
I think they've shot themselves in the foot there. I think anybody who wants to see Oppenheimer probably goes to work during the week. That's just my feeling about how...
When I went to see it, I was there with a lot of old retired people.
Oh, that makes sense too, I suppose. Maybe that's what they're going for.
Yeah, because I don't think it's more people go to work. I think it's more of that audience say, hey, I remember when they dropped that bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, fair enough. I want to see that again. That's a good movie. Oh, I also wanted to... Another thing I wanted to follow up on, although we can wait for Dan. I'll just mention it. I watched on the plane, which I will admit is severely not the best environment to do this. I watched Tenet again. And I will admit I did doze off because this was on the flight over there, which was red eye, and this was a really stupid way to do this. But I was like, the movie's fucking incomprehensible to me in this situation. And I know it's not like that. I know when I watched it the first time, I understood what was happening, and I way better than I did this time. But this time watching it, I was like, I got no fucking idea what's going on. What's happened? Did my brain fall out? I think it's because I was tired on the plane. But...
Could it also have something back that you fell asleep through during some parts of it?
Yeah. It just made me... It amused me. And then I was thinking too, because I remembered... I think... we should wait until he's here so he can defend himself. I think Dan had said something about maybe Oppenheimer potentially being Christopher Nolan's worst film. Like that all his films are good, and this might be the worst of his very good films. And I was thinking, I think maybe it's Tenet.
See, I'd like this one because there's an end to it, essentially. The other ones, a lot of these other ones, you work out what the ending is. No, you tell me. You're the storyteller.
Which one? No, we talked about this, right? Where he obviously listened to you, and the ending of Inception is not up for debate.
Yeah, but
the ending is that he doesn't care anymore. That's the ending.
Yeah, but he has to come out and explain it later. You shouldn't have to explain it. You should be, here's what happened.
It doesn't matter if the top stops spinning or not. The point is that he doesn't care whether it stops spinning or not anymore. That's why it's the way it is. That's the ending.
No, he got distracted when it was spinning.
Because he's focused on his kids now, not
Yeah,
on
he didn't look back
whether
and go,
it's
"Oh,
real.
it's still spinning.
It's not. He's not
I don't
worried.
care
Is this
anymore."
real? Is this a dream? What is going on? He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna spend time with my kids. The end.
No, that would have been the case if you looked back and saw it was still spinning and went, "No, screw it, I'm going with my kids."
Imagine you
But
haven't
he
seen.
didn't.
Imagine you have
He
never
spun
seen
it.
Inception and you're listening to this conversation.
I call bullshit.
Or Tenet. Actually, that's how I felt watching Tenet. I think it is, like I said, dozed off, and then it was around the time of the the action sequence in the middle with the car chase and stuff like that, and I definitely missed stuff. Also, that movie, it moves so fast, and it's so dense with like stuff you have to follow. I need another guy.
Hear.
I need another guy. Yeah, that too. Especially on a plane. Not ideal watching
No.
circumstances.
Where are we at? So, do we want to end on a geek of the week?
Oh, yeah, we can do that. This one,
We're at about an hour now.
I did. So I feel bad about this because I've seen a lot of people talking about this candidate. I'll say candidate. We don't know if this is Geek of the Week yet. That's up for you to decide. Mm-hmm. And it took me a while to figure out. I do know who this is, but I don't know why it took me so long to wrap my head around who this person is.
I think it's just
I've been away too long.
I haven't. Well, no, I even think I haven't seen her in a lot of stuff in a long time, but she was in sort of every sort of comedy skit show and talk show for a very long time. It's Cal Wilson.
Yeah, New Zealand comedian / Australian.
Yes. No, she was good, so we claim her. She's Australian.
Yeah, that's
how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so
we give them back when we don't like them.
Yeah, I'm looking at these photos now. Like, yes, I do know who this person is. I think, it just took me a bit, and she died of cancer, right? A rare form of cancer. That's fucked.
And it was very, very quick. Like, evidently before this happened, she was like in the middle of filming like the Great Australian Bake Off.
Oh God.
Like, was working, and then
wow,
this happened.
Yeah, that sucks.
And she's only 53.
Wow. This is gonna. Oh, there's Rove. Fuck, I forgot Rove.
Yeah.
I picture her and Rove McManus. I forgot he existed too.
Say hi to your mum for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was his catchphrase.
That was his sign off.
There you go. That's. I mean, if he was Geek of the Week, it'd take me a minute too. Rove McManus, I know that name. There he is.
You know what? Yeah, like. No, because it's the same article. Like, when I saw this, I went, "Oh, Rove, he was a thing."
Yeah, that's right. He was very famous for. Anyway, but Cal Wilson, bummer. That's fucked.
Yeah.
What did she do that was geeky though, Luke?
Your
rules.
My rules. Look, she was in the comedy Australian panel scene.
Yeah,
and I think
that's nerdy.
While I'm not
she did a lot of
big
improv
on the Australian panel scene, the UK panel scene I quite like. So by association.
Was she on Would I Lie to You ever?
Yes.
Wait, she was on Would I Lie to You?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Thank God You're Here. No. Oh, she might have been. I know she did all the Australian versions.
Yeah.
Like Spicks and Specks, Thank God You're Here, and all that stuff. So I reckon back in the day she probably would have done one or two of those UK panel shows.
All right.
I'm going to give it to her.
I was going to say, you're giving it to her, aren't you? I could tell.
Yeah. Well, she's the only one nomination we have. I know who she is.
You've snatched it away from people under these circumstances before.
I have, but I know who she is.
Okay.
Well, so that's the only requirement.
So she must. If you want to be Geek of the Week, you have to be the only celebrity who dies this week, and Luke has to know who you are.
Have to know who you are. Mm-hmm. If you're some obscure person who I've never heard of before, no.
Like the director of The Exorcist. Oh, he wasn't alone that week. That was his mistake.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Just sucks.
Yeah.
And also gets scary when she's only like 10 years older than us.
Yeah. And when it's so sudden, it's, one of those things.
Like as I said, like she was working. It wasn't like it was a long drawn out thing. It was evidently a very
I mean, you can't go.
You got this. Sorry,
you can't go around worrying too much about these things. But yeah, that is a bit of a reality check.
But that's how we'll end our comedy podcast this week. If you want to hear us talk more,
yeah, it's tough though, right? Because I don't want to make jokes about this. Brutal.
But if you want to hear us talk for a little bit longer, how would we do that, Matt? Or I know how we would do it, but how would the listeners?
We just keep talking, Luke. It's quite simple from our perspective. But if listeners want to hear it, it gets complicated. Not that complicated. Actually, I shouldn't say it's complicated. It's so easy, listeners. It's so easy. All you got to do, go to patreon.com/multiple nerdgasm. As the page is loading, get your credit card out. All you got to do to listen to the after parties, give us $10 a month.
Easy.
If you don't want to give us $10 a month, you just want to get a taste, give us $5, give us $1 a month. $1 a month gets you into the club, right? You don't get to, you can see the little red rope fence for the after party at $1 a month. $5, you get in the bar, you can have a drink, you can see what's going on, you get the podcast early. $10 a month, you're in.
But one thing you get where we can't advertise on Patreon because they don't like that is if you meet me, I will hug you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna. Yeah, no. I thought you were gonna give up the game away.
We can't put.
Yeah. No. I gotcha.
I'll hug you.
Yeah.
You get a hug from me. Yep. We can't advertise that though on the site. They frown upon that type of stuff.
They frown upon hugs. Patreon.com/multiple nerdgasm. Join us. We'll see you there.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.